on that one, Bucks? You didn't look overly impressed in the box.
No, I've got to tread a fine line between respecting the opposition and what they brought and speaking a little bit about us, because that was not a great performance by us. We did very little the way that we wanted it to, but we had enough individual, strong individual performances to be able to get the result.
Is that your season in a nutshell? A little bit, sort of.
That's clearly, well, not clearly, but it's the worst we've played for a long time. But no, that's not representative of our year. Even though I understand that narrative, I don't agree with it.
What broke down for you?
We didn't go anywhere near playing the way we wanted to play. The third quarter a little, and then early enough in the last quarter we were able to, I suppose with some pretty slick offence at times, we were able to finish. But no, we stoppage work was good. We won stoppage in terms of numbers and scores from that. But we leaked scores from turnover. We didn't do the basics well, and we didn't defend well at all.
How did you see Reedy in for Stevenson?
Yeah, Reedy was probably one of the guys that played role and was close to a four-quarter performer. So I thought he was out of the big guys. He was the pick of them tonight.
You see that whole forward line working with the three tools?
It's really hard to assess on this afternoon's performance. It's pretty hard to judge what mix, tall or small, in the forward line in particular worked off the back of that, because we just didn't have enough footy played the way that we want to play it.
Is it something you'll persist with, or is it a week by week proposition?
Well, it's always week by week. We want to find out more about ourselves. We want to explore what our best football looks like, and we're not sitting on our hands thinking that we're there. There's plenty of growth. There's plenty of opportunity. We've got to find that. I suppose part of that was having a look at, Reedy's been our best performed player outside of. He's played a fair bit of senior footy in the last 5 or 6 weeks, but he's been our best performed player in the VFL in the first half of the year when he's been there. Earned his opportunity to come up, and we were happy to accommodate that and believe that we were still able to maintain our balance. But we didn't get a good enough look at the type of footy we want to play to judge that balance on today's performance.
They played a bit more. They played a bit more quickly. Was that part of the, your assessment, or did they not catch you off guard, but that challenged you a bit possibly?
No, I think they've always been an up-tempo offence, but then they've had that, to the gear to be able to sort of slow and take the gas out of it. They didn't look for that as they did in round 4 today. But no, the way the opposition uses the ball should not dictate our defence, and that's what happened. Well, it didn't. No, it didn't happen. We just didn't impose our defensive principles on the opposition tonight, and the Dogs were able to take advantage of that. In particular, they've been the best team in the comp from taking it to their back 50, their front 50, and that was a focus for us going in tonight. And they went 2 in 5. 2 in 5 went end to end, which is really poor team D.
Do you feel as if, although I think you're second on the ladder and got the wins on the board, do you feel as if you get to sort of play your best footy this season? It feels like you're winning and you're doing enough, but you're probably overall yet to put it together most weeks. Do you think that's fair? Or?
Yeah, I can see the narrative that you're heading down the path of, Jay. Like this performance was poorer than where we've been, so you can frank those into the season if you wish, but I think that we've played a lot of pretty good footy. I think we've still got opportunity to improve, clearly, but I often talk about it. We got the 4 points, and hopefully there's a lesson in that for us tonight.
Any theories as to why this performance came? If you played so poorly with it?
No, we haven't done our post-match yet, so I'll be interested to hear what the players have to say.
So you haven't spoken to the players yet?
No.
Does losing Jeremy account for those issues defensively?
No.
Any somewhat, or
no?
How is Jeremy?
We believe he's nicked his calf, so we'll let that settle and see how that pans out, but we think it's a soft tissue.
Good hit for one by Nathan. But do you think the events of the week played any part whatsoever? Disruption, distraction?
No. Look, in the end, the fact that, especially we played so poorly in the first half, the fact that we were able to, grit our teeth and get done what needed to be done enough to win a game of footy, I mean, that shows a fair bit of maturity. Like, we're not none of the players would be happy with the way that we played across the 4 quarters. What they should be satisfied with is that we were playing against a team who had a plan, were clearly motivated around that plan, were up and about, and we were able to blunt that in some shape or form, and then do enough to win a game of footy. And games aren't easy to win at this level. So I think we were off today. That's as poorly as we've played this year, I would suggest. But as I said, the opposition have a fair bit to say in that. My job's to look at us, and there's a fair bit more than we can do better that we'll learn from and be able to reinforce off the back of those 4 quarters.
Is that as poorly as you play? What about Brodie Grundy? How close is that to his best?
Well, he was right off in the first half, right off. So he responded after half time as well.
Did you ask him pretty strongly for a response?
We spoke fairly sternly at half time, and it wasn't just the coaches that were talking. The players weren't satisfied. When you're a player, you know whether you're executing your brand or whether you're not. So there was a good response from the majority of the group after half time.
Did you think he was the best player on the ground?
No, I didn't have Broads as the best player on the ground.
That's good.
I haven't actually sat down and looked at it, but no, he wouldn't. He wouldn't be in mine. Check the coaches' votes and try and work out who's a who's. Yeah.
Matt Scharenberg had 33 disposals, 16 marks in the VFL today. I mean, can he come back in next week? I mean, is he?
Yeah, I suppose we'll look at that. But Shaz has still only had, I think it's 2 or 3 games back now, but maybe 4. But he's a quality player. He's an AFL standard player, and whether it's next week or whether it's down the track this year, I mean, I think he could help us. It's just a matter of getting the balance right and seeing who's up and about. And as I said, we're still exploring to see where we can improve our football, how we can play better, how we can maximise the resources and assets at our disposal. So to have Shaz up and about is a great luxury for us, and one that we'll see how that pans out as the season progresses.
Is there a chance you could go in there and give him a proper bake, given the way you're talking to us now, or will you be reasonably measured?
I think there's quite a few. I used all my harsh words sort of in the coach's box and at half time. So, no, look, we've just received the Robert Rose Trophy, and our wheelchair premiership captain presented the trophy to us. In the scheme of life, our boys are, we're pretty fortunate, and we understand that we've got that perspective. We've just won a game of footy, so we can't be too flat on ourselves. But we're about finding our best. We're about working out how we can maximise this opportunity that we've got with this playing group. And we didn't do it tonight, even though the scoreboard was in our favour. We didn't show our best. We didn't bring our best to the table, and we like to be able to express ourselves and show our best. So that's the thing that I'll be discussing with the players.